Alright, here we are back again looking for the elusive vacuum leak. So the car still runs rough at idle, so I decided to get my friend Bruce to ride along with me and do a data log and have him look at what's going on instead of me trying to interpret it after the fact. At idle or at a stop sign, when the idle air control valve will go to 0, or it will be requesting 0, and the mass airflow sensor will go into a low reading. So I initially thought maybe my mass airflow sensor was bad. I didn't want to spend the money on a new one. I knew my idle air control valve was good because I replaced it. So that only led me to believe maybe there's some sort of vacuum leak that I haven't been able to test with the smoke machine. So I knew that my EGR valve was working, at least from the vacuum side, but I thought, well, what if it's not closing all the way, even after I cleaned it? So what I did is I took the EGR valve off, and I got my little vacuum pump, and as you can see, I can put my hand on the end, and it'll pull a vacuum, right? But when I put this on the EGR valve, you can see that I don't really get, it'll hold a little bit of vacuum, but it comes down. But if the thing seats just right, or if it were to be open and see, there we go. So now I'm not I don't have my hands on or nothing. It won't even hold pump 2. So this is probably what's happening, is this thing's not seating properly and it won't hold a vacuum. So there we go. So I guess put in the EGR valve, or I spend 12 bucks and buy a block off plate and do that. So alright, so I decided to look into some more vacuum leaks, see what I could find. And I got the smoke machine out, which seems to be very valuable doing this. Hooked the smoke machine up and kind of looked around and watched what happened. And so even more vacuum leaks. What I found is this thing from the factory was hard and cracked, and the hose here was not even the right side of the hose. It had to have a clamp on it to get it tight. So I just went and got a 1/2-inch hose for this. But however, what you see is this little this is the hose coming out of the throttle body providing suction, and this is the EVAC purge line that's disconnected at the moment. But this is the charcoal canister purge valve, and it works fine. But this valve coming into the hose coming into the valve is 2 different sizes, and there's just it's hard to see. But if you've got one, you know what I'm talking about. It's a little bit smaller here on this side. It was pretty much useless because it was cracked and hard, and so I pulled it off and put a new piece of vacuum hose on it. So I was running the data log while testing this valve, or this EVAC hose here. So I pulled the hose off and put my finger over this, and you would see the idle air control valve going into a more normal position. It would be around 10, 12, 15, something like that. I'll show you what it looks like on the computer. But what's going on is I have a leak between here and the tank. So this will not hold a vacuum, so it's just unplugged at the moment, and it seems to be running quite a bit smoother. So I'll show you what's going on with the data log, and